Today, we're going to be talking about pain versus pleasure. And this is going to help you understand why it's so easy for you to do some things in your life. And there are other things in your life that you have been avoiding. So, once we understand this pain versus pleasure, you are going to be able to change those associations and achieve all of your goals. Hey, I'm Laurie-Ann, and this is Be in Demand. This is the podcast where you learn how to leverage public speaking so that you get seen, heard, and become the obvious choice for that next big opportunity. One of the things that I've noticed is that everything in our lives brings us either pain or pleasure. This is just a human thing. Our brains are designed actually to move towards pleasure and move away from the things that we associate pain with. Now, not everybody has the same list of this brings me pleasure and this brings me pain. So that's very different. But we humans in general, we have the things that we move towards and that we move away from. You are associating pain with something. And when I say pain, this could be that you're avoiding something, you're procrastinating, you're forgetting, you say no, etc. But if you associate pleasure with something, you like it. It brings you joy. It makes you happy. You're excited to do it. So, this positive versus negative feelings. We're going to dive a little bit more into this. And let me give you an example. If you want to lose 5, 10, 20 pounds, get in the best shape of your life, the reason why you're not doing it in your life right now is because you associate more pain than pleasure to actually doing this. So think about if you are trying to lose weight and you're like, oh, I got to diet. That's hard. It's uncomfortable. I failed in the past. I have to deprive myself of the foods that I really enjoy and that bring you pleasure. So the foods that you're associating pleasure with may be the foods that aren't so great for your body. So I'm talking about like really highly processed foods, lots of sugar. But if you associate feeling energetic, more comfortable in your clothing, more comfortable in your body when you exercise and you eat clean foods, well, it's going to be a whole lot easier for you to lose that 5, 10, 15 pounds to get into the best shape of your life. If working out, if that feels hard for you, if you are thinking, I need to exercise in the morning, but I just can't get myself to get out of bed first thing in the morning. Maybe during the wintertime, it is so cold outside that you're like, I want to stay home. I don't want to get out of this bed. Or maybe during the summer, you might live in an area where, oh my God, it is already hot and humid and it's 6 a.m. And maybe you don't want to leave your air conditioned home because we all want to be comfortable. We want to be in a more pleasurable environment state. So let's say you start working out and your muscles get really sore because you're just starting something new. If you associate that pain with, I'm so out of shape, versus that pain, those sore muscles means I am doing something right. So there's that pain versus pleasure, positive versus negative feelings that we're associating. So there's two sides to every coin. So those things that you are very uncomfortable with, how can you make them comfortable? How can you make it a more pleasurable experience? So let's talk about learning a new skill. You probably already know what new skill you need to be adding to your career, to your business. It could be learning how to delegate, how to lead better, how to, heck, this podcast is all about speaking. Maybe it revolves around speaking. Whatever the new skill is it hard? Is it uncomfortable to be a beginner, to be a starter? Or do you associate, this is fun to learn something new? I'm having fun trying out new skills. So if your goal is to learn to be a better speaker, a leader, take risks, start that new business, make outreach calls. How can you make it that it's a positive experience, feeling, and not a negative feeling? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to think of something that you absolutely enjoy in your life. It could be in your business, it can be in your personal life, but just pick one thing that you absolutely love to do that makes you happy. So this is the pleasure thing. Why does it make you so happy? Why does it bring you so much pleasure? I want you just to think about that for a moment. And then, does everybody feel that way? I'll give you one of mine. I love to garden. And let me tell you, like, sometimes gardening is a lot of work. Sometimes I'm thinning things out. I'm digging stuff up. I'm digging new holes. I mean, sometimes, like, it's a lot of work. Does everybody like to do gardening? No, but it brings me a lot of happiness. And I don't mind that actual physical labor. I've actually got several stone walls in my yard that I actually built. Yes, it was very hard, but I did it anyways, and I love the way it looks. And I've also associated a lot of pleasure with doing hard things. Go back to listening to that episode on Spartacus. Now I want you to pick something that you keep avoiding. Maybe it's a goal that you keep setting over and over again. Why? Why does it make you uncomfortable? Why is this painful? What discomfort are you associating with this? And does everybody feel the same way about this? Doesn't matter what it is. I bet not. So how can you associate pleasure and more positive feeling to this thing, to this goal that you want, instead of having the discomfort? Because you're avoiding the discomfort. That's just our brains. Just know that your brain wants to avoid discomfort, move away from painful experiences, move away from painful emotions. It just wants to be comfortable. We live in a very comfortable world. And if you want to grow and expand, you have got to get uncomfortable. And if today's episode resonated with you and you want to get uncomfortable, you want to start using your voice, you want to start leading differently, I want to invite you to book an executive presence call. That link is down below, and we will talk about what you are uncomfortable and avoiding so that you can get the most out of your career, your people, your business. And until next week, I want you to be in demand.